Have you ever walked into a room after your dog has done something wrong, and they give you that look? The tucked tail, the flattened ears, those wide, pleading eyes that seem to say, "I'm sorry." Most of us call it the guilty face. We think they're feeling remorse for chewing the remote or digging up the garden. But what if I told you that science proves your dog isn't actually feeling guilty at all? In fact, the truth behind that look is much deeper and a little bit heartbreaking. Most owners see this behavior as a sign of a moral compass. We think, he knows he did something bad. But that's where the misunderstanding begins. Dogs don't process right and wrong through a human lens of morality. To them, those concepts don't exist. But what they do understand is something much more primal, and if you miss the signal they are actually sending, you might be damaging your bond without even realizing it. You see, when a dog makes that guilty face, they aren't looking back at what they did 10 minutes ago. They're looking at you right now. Behavioral studies have shown that dogs offer these submissive gestures as a direct response to your body language, your tone of voice, or even just the vibe of your frustration. It's not an admission of a crime. It's a peace offering. They are essentially speaking a silent language, trying to tell you, "I can see you're upset. Please don't be a threat to me." But there is one specific part of this guilty ritual that most owners get completely wrong, and doing so creates a cycle of anxiety that's hard to break. Think about the last time you scolded them. Their ears went back, right? This is an evolutionary instinct. In the wild, a canine flattens their ears to protect them during a fight. Even though you'd never hurt them, their DNA is telling them to brace for impact. They aren't saying, "I'm sorry I ate the couch." They're saying, "I'm scared of how you're acting." When we lean over them and point a finger, we think we're teaching a lesson. But in the dog's mind, there is no link between the torn-up trash and the angry human. To them, the human is simply being unpredictable and scary for no reason they can grasp. And here's the part that changes everything. When a dog starts doing this even when they haven't done anything wrong, that's when you know the trust is starting to fray. If this is changing how you see your dog's reactions, hit like and subscribe so we can keep strengthening that bond together. Now, you might wonder why they keep doing bad things if they're so afraid of your reaction. It's because the impulse to chew or dig is a physical need, while the guilty face is a social survival tool. They aren't being spiteful. They're simply living in two different worlds. One world is their natural instinct. The other is the world of human emotion they are desperately trying to navigate. When you see that look, instead of seeing a guilty dog, try seeing a dog that is trying to de-escalate a situation. They are using their appeasement signals to beg for a return to safety. They're showing you their belly or squinting their eyes because, in their world, that is how you survive a confrontation with a more powerful leader. But what happens when the guilty look disappears entirely? That's actually a much bigger red flag than the look itself, and it points to a shift in your dog's psychology that most owners completely miss. If your dog stops trying to appease you, it often means they've moved from anxiety into shutting down. They've learned that no matter what signals they give, the scary energy from their human doesn't stop. They stop trying to communicate. They stop trying to bridge the gap. We have to remember that our dogs spend their entire lives studying our faces. They are experts at reading the micro-expressions we don't even know we're making. When they give you that look, they are showing you how much they value your approval. It's an act of extreme vulnerability. The next time you come home to a mess and see those wide, sad eyes, take a breath. Instead of a lecture, try a calm redirection. Show them what you want them to do, rather than scolding them for what is already done. Because at the end of the day, your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. And they're waiting for you to finally hear what they're actually saying.